Hey all, good morning. This is Madhavalasya Goda Govinda from ML channel. So today's topic we are going to discuss about Divulge of Celestial Secrets part 7 or part 8. I forgot the part number, sorry about that. So in this discussion we are going to talk through why heaven is being a temporary, it's not an eternal world, and what's wrong in going to heaven, right? So let me start with a story, because I would have explained the same 14 lokas in my other discussion, where the 14 lokas will get destroyed, and one among them is the heaven, where we see the all the celestial damsels trying to have a pleasure with us and all those things, right? So for every Brahma's night, the earth, and then Bhu, Bhuvar, and then Swargaloka, all these lokas will get destroyed and will get recreated when Brahma's morning comes in, or the dawn comes in, right? So basically, so why I'm saying Indraloka is also temporary is, I'll tell a story of a Yayadi king, because Yayadi belongs to the Yadu dynasty, from where Lord Shri Krishna appeared, and Yayadi was a great king. And what happened was when he left his body, he went to Swargaloka, and because of his penance has been done on the earth, all the good deeds he done on the earth, he got an equal position, equal to Indra. So if anybody knows who is Indra is, he is the king of the heaven. Okay, he's a ruler of the heaven. I wouldn't say king, but he's a ruler of the heaven. Yayadi king, after he left this body, what happened was he got an opportunity to sit next to Indra in the same throne. Do you understand what I meant? It's the same throne. Indra has only one throne, and Yayadi was sitting next to him in the same throne. So that caused Indra very much jealousy, and he got afraid of his position, because his position is like that. He does not want anybody to overtake his position. So what happened was Indra really got scared that Yayadi might take over his position. So what he did was he started slowly asking him questions, trying to make sure he can fall back to earth again. So he just trapped him basically. So what he did was he asked only one question, saying whom do you think your prajas or citizens, your citizens would consider as a great king? So answer to that question. So basically, in those days, the kings should not take pride in stating that he is the best king. At the same time, they should not lie also. So Yayadi knows that his citizens were only considering him as the best king in this entire dynasty, but at the same time he cannot lie. So he was on the cat on the wall situation. So what happened, he knows that he would be fallen back to earth again. So what he did was he just told the truth, stating that all my citizens of my country, I think only myself as the the best king in the dynasty which I ruled. Then immediately Indra actually telling, okay, you are talking with over pride, so I'm gonna kick you off. And then he just kicked Yayadi, and he fall in head down position, in the sense he was just falling in the upside down position. He did not fall with feet in the down or head in the up. He fall down in the head down position. So when he was doing it, all the rishis over here were very shocked, because in those days all the rishis will have the extra power to look into it. So the rishis was questioning him, hey, who are you, why you are falling upside down, why you are falling with head down position, what are you doing? Then he was telling the same reason, this heaven is not a good place, because Indra kicked me out because he trapped me with a question, and he did not like me sitting on the same position or throne as me. So this story itself clearly states that the pleasure over there is not permanent, and when the time comes they would kick us out. And another thing, when we are reaching the heaven, the ruler Indra itself will tell you you'll stay here only for 2 or 3 days, you'll stay here only for 4 days. So the 4 days we will not be enjoying any pleasure over there. Rather we would be very afraid when we would in what birth we would be taking again, after we leave this heaven, right? There was one more story. I forgot the Brahmin's name. The Brahmin usually, like collects all the left out left out the rice paddles from the farm, and he used to give annadhanam, that is the food charity, giving meals to other once in a month or once in 45 days. And after everybody ate only, he just collect all the rice paddles, and then after everybody ate, then he would eat whatever is left over. So every time a Durvasa Maharishi would come and he would eat everything, and there was nothing left for that Brahmin. So at the end, what happened, Durvasa did this for maybe 15 times, I believe. I don't remember it exactly. So at the end of it, he got really pleased and satisfied. And then, he told him, I'm going to give you a boon. You're going to go to Indraloka. So immediately, very well private jet from Indraloka came, and that Brahmin started asking him questions. Okay, what I'm going to do in Indraloka? They say you can enjoy all the pleasures and all those things. And then finally he asked, are those pleasures? Is there any negativity? Is there any flip side of it? Then the private jet who were the devatas were who came around in the private jet told them yes, there is a flip side of it. The reason is it's not temporary, it's not permanent, it's temporary. After your days are fixed over there, you might be staying there for only for 5 or 10 days. After the 10th day, you'll be kicked off, and it's not permanent. So this is told by heavenly people only, who stays in the heaven, who used to carry people from here till things. So that is what it is. So again, you have to be born. So that is why. And another thing is in Indraloka or in Swargaloka or heaven, there are no place of worship. There are no chances of worshipping the Lord. So there is only full of pleasure, and that too it's not permanent pleasure. It's just temporary pleasure like we get over here. So once the pleasure is done, all the apsaras, all the apsaras or celestial damsels will kick us, will throw us out of their way and wait for others. So just for 2 or 3 days, we would enjoy the pleasure over there, and then they would kick us out. So that is what is happening in Indraloka and Swargaloka. So after they kick us out, if we want to take a birth as a human, what would happen is, first they would be they would be in the they would be fallen in the cloud, in upside down position, and when it was raining, then they'll come down in the rain droplets, and then they would just grow as a rice paddles or any grains, and from the grains they would just eaten by the male. They would enter into the male sperm, and then and then they'll get into the female uterus, and then they would get formed as a thing. So this is how human birth takes place. Not just human birth, any birth takes place in the same way. So they would be waiting for their time to come to get this birth again, when you're rejected, or when you're thrown out of this Indraloka or heaven. So that is the reason we are saying this Indraloka or this Swargaloka are not the permanent thing. They are just many other religions, they say heaven is a beautiful place. Yes, of course it's a beautiful place, but that is not the permanent one. The eternal place is always like Sri Vaikuntham. Think about it. When we are going through Archadi Margam, I have already explained in my other video, but still explaining it again. Archadi Margam is only for people who take Sharanagati or Vet Srimanarayana. So, when we are about to leave this body, what would happen was, we will enter into the 101 Nadi. The pulse is called as Brahma Nadi or Brahma pulse, which is on the crown, the head crown. From here we will release, the soul will get released, we'll get released, and then we'll go through all the 12 lokas, all the 12 places, not lokas, 12 places, and each places, they would give us a very red carpet welcome, and then by all the people who kicked us out previously, and then once we reach Sri Vaikuntham, we will never come back to this materialistic world again. So do not believe in other religions like ISKCON and other people, because I know ISKCON would propagate stating that even if you go to eternal world, we'll come back. For them, eternal world, I don't know, eternal world here is Sri Vaikuntham. When we go to Sri Vaikuntham, we can never come back. That is for sure. And this itself states they are mentioning only Karya Vaikuntham. So Karya Vaikuntham, if we go there, yes, we can come back. But Karya Vaikuntham is not eternal world. right? It is just it's just above the Swargaloka, and it's in the milk of ocean. And there also we have Mahavishnu and Mahalakshmi also residing over there, and they also have like all the, but it's not eternal. They have like Ramaloka, Krishnaloka over there as well, but they are not like permanent. So they also get destroyed, and they also have to be born again. So that is why like ISKCON people will say like, even if you go to eternal world we can come back, but that is not true. Is that because they are mentioning Karya Vaikuntham, which is not eternal. Eternal world is always Sri Vaikuntham, and Goloka Vrindavan is only in Karya Vaikuntham and not in Sri Vaikuntham. So I am not cooking up these stories. It is even mentioned in Bhagavatam also. And also like in Bhagavatam there is nowhere mention about Goloka Vrindavan or anything like that. Even like when Shri Krishna travels to Sri Vaikuntham, it is mentioned only like he went to Sri Vaikuntham and he crosses the Brahmaloka, and we just like went to Sri Vaikuntham, and nowhere in the Puranas is mentioned about Goloka Vrindavan. Of course Sri Vaikuntham has Krishnaloka, Ramaloka, but it does not have Goloka Vrindavan. So and another thing, Madhavacharya Sampradayam clearly mentioned like Goloka Vrindavan, Gokula Vrindavan is mentioned. It's in Goloka Vrindavan or Gokula Vrindavan. They are in Karya Vaikuntham. So they are still within this Prakriti, in this materialistic world again. So like please don't get confused. Like if you go to eternal world we can never come back, because there is a Sanskrit saying, I don't know the full, the na punara chavarchate, whatever it is, like they say like that. That means na, no, punar, again. We'll not come back to this material world again and again. So that is what it is. So that's all I have the session for today. Thank you so much. Have a blissful life. And another thing is I would like to mention about this, like I would like to share certain non-profit organization where if anybody is interested could do it. First of all, Save the Children is a very good non-profit organization who actually like sponsor kids all over the world who are deprived of all these sexual harassment, or poverty, and then and all those things, everything. And you can even sponsor a kid, private kid, so where you can even chat with the kid or send emails. I myself sponsor for a child. It is just $39 per month. I mean, we are spending so much of amount in unnecessary things. Why can't you sponsor a kid? I mean, this sponsorship will allow them to get into the schools, as well as to get them into the schools and support them in their college and placement of the jobs and everything. So it's just like how a normal kid would go to the school and get all the benefits and get all the luxuries. They are trying to put it. And another thing I know only from Dallas, Metrocrest food pantry. So you can even submit the food pantries over there. It's in Koppal and it's in Carrollton as well. But in your area there should be somewhere a non-profit organization. But these are the things and it's a Taran food bank as well. These are the things I support. And another thing I would like to mention is, if you ever feel like if you want to get some homemade chemical free vegan soaps, or if you want to get my authored books like Introduction to Sweetest Person in the Entire Creation, which is about $12, or Vision of an Aesthetic Life with all illustrations and everything, that is for $20. Please feel free to WhatsApp me to my number, which is 469-237-1671. I repeat, 469-237-1671. And another thing, I also do book distribution as well as calendar distribution in order to spread our Sri Sampradayam. So if you are interested, or if you are within US, or if you'd like to do this as a charity work, then I can please text me to the same mobile number which I mentioned earlier, which is 469-237-1671, because we do a monthly calendar as well as books distribution every month near to Sprouts, Kroger and everything. We just distribute it for free, unless if somebody wants to give us donation, that's fine, but mostly it is only for free. I can share you the the design of the calendar, or if you want to also purchase a calendar for money also, that is fine. It is just $15 calendar. So it is beautiful calendar. Maybe next time I'll just show it to you. It is a beautiful calendar with the Sriman Narayana's picture, and with the Sriman Narayana's telling about who Sriman Narayana is, how sweet he is and all those things. So let me know if you want to buy the calendar as well, or if you want to do calendar distribution also, that is also fine. Please feel free to text me or email me. My email address is madhavalasya@gmail.com, madhavalasyaa@gmail.com, or text me or WhatsApp me at 469-237-1671. I repeat, 469-237-1671. Have a good rest of the day. Please take care of yourself, and thank you so much for your encouragement and support and all the views and everything. And also please let me know if you'd like me to cover any other topics. I would love to. And until then, like, see you. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you so much. Goda Govinda.